that nobody will take it. We're actually going to try to do a crowdsource where people can, to be able to get this one critic on the show, to provide the evidence. Because I thoroughly refuted his historical aspect. He said, well, the people ratified it. No, everyone is forced to pay. Nobody agreed to anything. See, that's direct evidence. That counts, not your circumstantial speculation garbage. But we figured if we could do a crowdsource to have him come on the show and stay on for the entire show, a charity of his choice will get the money. So how does he lose there?
Yeah.
Right? And he gets the opportunity to publicly humiliate me with the evidence.
Very nice.
That's win-win. So, but he refuses because when all you have is logical fallacies, appeals to authority, and argumentum ad baculum. Well, yeah. Then of course you're not going to come publicly on the air with somebody who can call you out on that.
Yeah, interesting what you said before about how is society going to improve. You say like they're always trying to beat out of the younger generation that inquisitive nature, and how does a society actually improve without that skepticism? Because don't you always want society to progress and move forward? And if you destroy that, then won't society just stagnate?
Look what the Catholic Church did. Look what Rome did. The popes was trying, but they weren't able to do it completely. But they did a damn good job of murdering millions of people. They stifled critical thought and questioning for quite a long time. But I agree. I mean, this idea that people shouldn't be asking questions is the idea of having a sacred cow. And I actually did it was a decent Photoshop job. I took a picture of a cow and I Photoshopped in, "For I am jurisdiction and thou shalt not challenge," because that is something that they do. They will actually tell you things. Well, Mark, you're an idiot. You don't understand. Jurisdiction doesn't have to be proven. Yeah, but the NSA and the IRS and the DEA, see, when we file against them, they do challenge jurisdiction. And no, it's not a trial issue. So one of the things I'm going to be publishing soon is where the ACLU sued the NSA in 2006. And that it got thrown out. They didn't have to wait to go to trial. These are just some more of those lies. But they try to tell you that the application of the law is the argument that the law applies to you is different. So that's again, the double standard or an appeal, special pleading fallacy. It's different. It's the same thing they use with government. Yes, it's wrong when you piece of filth anarchist, when you force people to give you money. That is criminal and immoral, but not when we do it. That's your argument. It's called special pleading. Well, I'm not so stupid. I don't understand simple logical fallacies like this. But I agree. Whenever you have any situation, I don't care if it's anarchist, it doesn't matter who you are. If you stifle criticism, and you say that certain ideas are off limits to debate, to discussion, you got a problem. You got to that is really bad thinking, and that has led to, well, we know what it's led to. That putting a muzzle on questioning, just being inquisitive, has led to the death of untold hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah, and I've encountered so many conversations with people who get, viscerally angry with me when I begin to question government and its legitimacy, because there's so much history and emotion wrapped up in it. The government, they've helped people get out of, child labor. It used to be horrible, people used to work long hours. In fact, wasn't that a good thing? What about World War I again? Right. Oh, that's right. If you didn't have a belief in government, you went to prison. Oh, yeah.
I actually have my great-grandmother's naturalization, her application for naturalization, because they were originally from Newfoundland. And it says on there are 2 things you have to swear that you do not believe in. You have to swear that you are not an anarchist, and they spell it out, not bombs, and they got it right.
Yeah.
You cannot have a disbelief in organized government. And the other one was you couldn't believe in polygamy. I don't see that. So here, we're not going to let you onto this continent if you don't believe in organized government.
Yeah, I did hear about that. Now that you brought that up, yeah, there was a long list, of different different things, like polygamists probably, and I think different religions, right? And anarchists just thrown in there. Yeah, that's really, and you're right. Like when people think of the benefits, the visible benefits of what government claims to have done, that we conveniently forget all of the drone bombings and genocides and internments and different things that is littered throughout history, and somehow that's okay because we have libraries.
It's quite something, and in the double standard fallacy is particularly prevalent with Americans. Mm-hmm. It's constant. If it's an American or an American ally, they can bomb and kill people indiscriminately. You apply that same damn standard to, let's say, the Pakistanis. Let's say they sent the drone over Phoenix. Well, we're sorry innocent people got killed, but this is important. It is war.
It's not murder, it's war.
So, that's why you have Americans that will defend the instant incineration of hundreds of thousands of people in Japan. Two bombs. Mm-hmm. It's war.
Yeah. Exactly.
What if they drop that bomb on Miami?
Yeah.
It's war. It's okay. There would be horrible, cold-blooded murderers. It's that same double standard fallacy. That it's so prevalent, and it's just an excuse for murder or whatever horrible behavior you're trying to excuse. It doesn't apply to me. Yeah. Doesn't apply to me. Well, my gun says otherwise. So there's that.
Yeah. This reminds me of a. There's a quote. I forget who said it. If you kill one man, you're a murderer. If you kill many, you're a conqueror. And if you kill all of them, you're God.
Yes, there's also one in there that didn't Stalin? No, was that Lenin?
I forget who said that. No, I don't know. But then there's also Voltaire. He was saying that one man commits a murder, but then a group of men to the sound of trumpets commit murder, and that's war.
Yeah, I think in the same vein, there was one murder is a tragedy. A million is a statistic.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's no, and all these justifications to continue giving this false presumption of legitimacy to a group of men and women who deserve nothing but our disgust and disdain, and they certainly do not. They don't need. We shouldn't be complying with. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, but they don't deserve our compliance. Is what the only they deserve is our contempt, and we should not be complying with them. And the only reason why they can get away with it is because enough people are still afraid of them and are complying. But there's more people every day coming to a realization that they do not have a moral high ground. They are not moral. They are criminals, and demonstrably so. And they can't make a moral case for what they do, and that's why they hang up the phone. That's why they scream and yell contempt if you do it in court, because they do not have a moral basis. It's people need to just reconcile the contradictions in their head and be adults. Mm-hmm. Because when they do, they will proudly proclaim to be anarchists, because that's all an anarchist is.
It's not Molotov cocktails, right?
No, not at all. Not unless it's defensive force.
Yeah, right. All right, well, I don't want to keep you too long, so we'll finish up. So just let people know where they can find you if they want to learn more about your work.
Thanks. It's markstevens.net, and all the evidence is there. I've got a ton of calls with the bureaucrats themselves, including an HD video with a federal magistrate in Phoenix admitting that the application of federal law was arbitrary. That there was no evidence to, and that's on HD. And yes, of course he knew he was being videotaped. Yeah. But he is a libertarian as far as the party, and he's not an anarchist, but we're working on him.
Actually, before I let you go, did you hear of a guy called Marc Victor,
Yes.
Attorney for Freedom? What
Yes.
do you think about his work?
I think he does good work. We see him at the Freedom Summit in Phoenix,
Okay.
and see him all the time at Libertopia. He takes a different view of things than I do. I mean, he's an anarchist.
Yeah.
As far as but as far as helping people in court, I focus on issues of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Mark focuses mainly on issues of law. He'll argue constitutionality, whereas I'll come out and say the prosecution has no evidence the Constitution even applies.
Yeah.
But the Constitution is not an issue until the prosecutor puts some evidence on the table it applies in the first place. That's something that would probably get him disbarred.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference. I don't allow the prosecutor to have any sacred cows, and Mark does, because he doesn't attack it from that particular perspective.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But he's done some great work. He's got some good judgments for people. He's kept people out of prison, so that's always a great thing.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I recently learned about his work too. Well, thank you very much, Mark Stevens, for coming on. So this is Peaceful Anarchism on the Voluntary Virtues Network. Wishing everyone have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.